Welcome back to the studio, everyone. Here I am with Robert G. Allen, the maestro of creating wealth. And today I want to talk about something that's a little bit of a hot topic right now because we know we're in a down market, right? We know both stocks and real estate have kind of taken a little bit of a plunge. And today I want to talk to you, which is better, stocks or real estate? What do you think?
Both. You want both. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm a multiple streams of income guy. And therefore, I'm going to tell you that you're going to invest in stocks, you're going to invest in business, you're going to invest online. But primarily, your foundation is going to be real estate. Why? Well, because it has the greatest possible return. Much higher than the stock market. What's the average over a long period of time on the stock market?
So what people say is that in the last 30 years, stocks have been able to average about 9.6% annualized ROI, whereas real estate only appreciates about 5.3 annualized ROI.
Yeah, but we only put 10% down on a piece of real estate. So suppose you buy, let's just use $100,000 just to make the math easier. If it goes up 5%, that means that $100,000 property will go up by $5,000 in the next year, right? Hopefully. Well, if you put $10,000 down to buy it, therefore, your rate of return is $10,000 investment and a $5,000 return. That's 50% return on your investment. Now, in order for you to get more than that, more than 10%, which is the S&P 500, generally speaking, that's what it'll give you over a long period of time. That's because it's passive. Passive is very different than active. Passive, yeah, you're right. You're going to make 9% over a long period of time if you invest in the S&P 500 index fund. And I recommend you do, I do, and Warren Buffett tells you to do that too. However, when it comes to real estate, it is more active. That means you're going to have to get in and get your hands dirty, and you'll be taking some more risks. But in order to get a 50% rate of return, I don't like to do less than 100% or 200, sometimes 300% return on my real estate investing. If you want to make that kind of rate of return, it has to be more active, and it's a little riskier. But hey, it's worth it. It's worth it. And if you want to make long-term financial freedom happen for yourself, you're not going to do it in the stock market. You invest a couple $100 a month over your lifetime. It'll take you 50 years to get to $1 million. In real estate, you can do it in 5. So why not be a little more active at it?
All right, now let me play devil's advocate here for a second because I have some friends that are day traders, and one of them I know, and this is crypto, but you could probably say the same for stocks. Is he literally became a crypto millionaire in the last year. And he was able to, day trade his way up and just get there. What do you have to say? Do you know anyone in the long run that's been able to successfully play the game and make stocks more of an active income and take advantage of those discrepancies?
Well, yes. A day trader is going to use different techniques than buying the S&P 500, and buying all 500 stocks and then forgetting about it. You have to be actively involved in it. And yes, I know hundreds of people who went into the day trading game. But I only know a handful of them who really succeeded at it. It's tricky. It means you have a learning curve. And that learning curve means if you don't make it through the learning curve and you quit before you've invested all this money that you lost to get it all back again, then you're out of the game. And most people I know who they went in and they went right back out again with a big loss to their credit. I recommend that you first do what Warren Buffett says, buy long-term, a little bit of money every single month, 400 or 500, 1,000 if you got it, and then forget about it and never have to look at it again. If you want to play day trading game, then you need to be with somebody who does this. You got to watch somebody who can oversee your trading, because it's so easy to paper trade. It's so hard to trade with your own money when the parameters change and you got real money on the game. Yeah, people they run out, and you can't. You got to have a system that works. I talk about a system in my book, Multiple Streams of Income, how to do option trading and how to find the parameters that make you successful at it. But I don't do it myself. I've done it, but I do it full time. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
And I'm more passionate about teaching you how to make money in real estate than I am about day trading.
I think that goes back to the fact that investing isn't just a money game, but it's also a time game. And so if it's going to take a ton of time and the ROI on your money is still high, is it worth the actual time? Whereas if you can put that time somewhere else or in multiple other places.
Well, in addition to that, how hard is it to do the stock market versus real estate? Now, if you want to be like Warren Buffett, he earns an average about 22% per year on his money, and that's why he's a billionaire. You do 22% per year for a year after year after year after year, you're a billionaire real fast. But how many Warren Buffetts are there? And yet, when you think about it, how many of your friends do you know who've made a fortune in real estate? And you say to yourself, when you look at them, you go, how come that idiot is making money in real estate? If that idiot can make money in real estate, then I can make money in real estate. It doesn't require lots of smarts upstairs. Why? Because you've lived in a piece of real estate your entire life. An apartment building, a house, a mobile home. You've lived there. You kind of know what the game is like. You don't have to learn new stuff. So that's why real estate has created more fortunes than anything, because it's kind of like a normal, ordinary thing. Everybody needs it. It's essential to everybody every day. I want an investment like that, where everybody needs it. And where the stock market is, no, not everybody needs those stocks. No, but you need a house and you need to learn how to make more money. Don't buy just one house. Isn't that crazy, where a person can see the equity in their real estate just explode in value and they don't have the wherewithal to buy two, maybe three? It blows my mind how people are sitting on a fortune and then they don't double it,
Yeah. What's interesting too is a lot of people look at stocks as the easier thing to do, right? It's easy to install an app like Robinhood or whatever and to start investing immediately. But in reality, it's kind of the real estate isn't hard to do once you commit, time into looking into properties. But the reality of it is it's kind of nice that not everyone can just download an app and get into real estate, because it keeps a lot of people out. So there's more good deals for you to find.
So the way I would say that, same thing, is that the best thing about real estate is the same as the worst thing about real estate. It's the same answer. And that answer is illiquidity. The stock market is liquid. It means you can push a button and you can get instant money. Instant loss, instant gain, liquid. But real estate is not like that. And therefore, that's the best thing about it, because when a person needs the money and needs to solve a problem, it sometimes takes a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, a year to get rid of their real estate. It's illiquid, and therefore it makes it easier for you to find a highly motivated seller and to negotiate with them and say, let me take this problem off your hands, because they couldn't sell it. But this is the very same thing. So it's advantageous to you because you want people to have a hard time selling it, because it makes it easier for you to find creative deals. But it's also the same thing happens to you when you want to sell it. It's illiquid to you too. And sometimes that's a good thing, because sometimes if you had a chance to sell it, maybe you're just frustrated, so take it off my hands. And yet the very next day you realize, oh, that was a stupid thing. You want it to be illiquid so you don't make stupid decisions by selling it too quickly. Warren Buffett's favorite rule is, his favorite rule is never lose money. And rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1. And the second rule is his favorite holding period is forever. And one of the reasons he is so rich is he holds it forever. And so sometimes, don't I wish that if I had been smarter, that I had hung on to almost all my real estate. I've gone through it. I've sold it. I've downsized and upsized, but don't I wish I just kept it all? Yeah. And therefore that illiquidity would have just kept my net worth going higher and higher and higher. So that's the difference. The game of stocks and the game of real estate, they're very different. I still think you should do both, but primarily real estate.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bob. I think these are some really valuable tidbits. So ultimately, even though stocks, you have that 9.6 or 10%, ROI to look forward to, and real estate on paper has 5.3%. You're able to leverage more, so your cash on cash ROI is higher. Right. And not only that, but you have the other people building equity for you. With stocks, you don't buy stocks with money that you don't have and then have other people pay it off. Yeah. But in real estate, that's literally what's happening. Yep. And so ultimately, both are great. But real estate, if you had, $50,000 to invest at the moment, that's where you'd put it?
Absolutely. Yeah, because you could double that, triple that, quadruple that in months.
Yeah.
Whereas in the stock market, you might be able to do that too, but you could also lose all of that.
Yeah.
I've done that too before, by the way. Lots of money and then it went to zero. So that's why I'm careful about where I invest.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, Bob. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.